It's like, what were you doing with my drapes? The drapes that were hanging in the apartment. I never got the answer to that. This is Carrie from Sky Properties, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why landlords shouldn't manage their own properties. There's an owner that has several buildings right near my house, and he has high vacancy. His rents are way under market. They're rent-controlled buildings. He's got tenants that are piling things up in front of their units. He's got fair housing issues posted in black and white on his building. I think he's trying to save the money. He doesn't want to spend the money on the management. He did it all himself for many years and he thinks he can still do it, but what's happening is he's not driving out and looking at the properties. He's not closely watching his books. He has a bookkeeper that he hired to help him manage the properties, and she has very little experience in managing properties. So it's a bad scene. I think a lot of people think they can manage their own properties, but then issues come up that are above their ability to take care of. Fair housing changes so fast that it's pretty easy to get yourself into trouble by saying something very innocent, and the next thing you know, it's a fair housing claim that costs you a lot of money. I have a lot of clients that are very successful in their respective fields and learned very quickly that property management is very time consuming. There's tenant calls, there's emergencies, there's vendors to schedule, there's apartment ads to run, there's seminars to go to keep up on rules and regulations. Property management is probably one of the most time-consuming businesses you can be in. So if you're a lawyer and you're trying to manage your own building, and you're making $450 an hour, managing your property is not going to get you $450 an hour. It's not going to happen. You have to take the time to do a good job managing apartments. You don't want to manage your own property because it likely will cost you more in the long run. Even if something as simple as maintenance tasks that can be done preventatively that save you money along the way that you just don't know about without the experience. I had a client that was constantly going over every single cent in his financial, which is fine with me. I actually prefer that, but he would step over dollars to pick up pennies. He didn't want to paint the front of his building because it was a costly item to do. But eventually, 10 years down the line, the wood's rotten behind the paint. It becomes a huge cost if you don't do preventative maintenance and stay on top of things that matter in the long run. So maybe you don't paint the sides of the building, but you definitely want to paint the front. And you definitely don't want to let your wood get into such poor condition that it costs you more money in the long run. When an owner is really concerned about costs, that's a legitimate concern, and we do want to keep costs down. But I think there has to be a plan about how you're going to spend the money, when you're going to spend money, and how that's going to save you money in the future.